Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your mind as a vast sky, thoughts drifting like clouds, emotions flickering like distant lightning. Some days the sky feels clear, light, infinite. Other days, it's heavy, dense, stormy, and you don't even know why. You blame stress, lack of sleep, the world outside. But what if the storm didn't begin in your head? What if it began deep inside your gut? They call it the second brain, a living universe of trillions of microorganisms, quietly shaping how you think, how you feel, how you act. Inside your belly, an orchestra of bacteria, fungi, and enzymes plays a silent symphony, influencing hormones, emotions, and clarity. And though you can't see it, every meal, every thought, every feeling is part of that song. Your gut is not just a digestion center, it's an emotional engine. It communicates with your brain through an intricate superhighway called the gut-brain axis, a network of nerves, chemicals, and signals that never stops whispering. When your gut thrives, you feel calm, motivated, focused. When it's inflamed or imbalanced, anxiety rises, clarity fades, motivation dies quietly in the background. Think of it like this: your gut sends 90% of its messages to your brain, not the other way around. Serotonin, dopamine, GABA, those feel-good chemicals, are largely produced down there, not up here. The brain only listens. The gut leads. So when your digestion is off, your emotions wobble. When your microbiome is weak, your thoughts scatter like dust in wind. There's something almost poetic about that. The idea that peace of mind begins in the belly, that clarity, motivation, joy, are born not just in meditation or willpower, but in the foods you choose, the bacteria you feed, the balance you nurture within. You've probably felt it before, that heavy fog after a week of junk food, sugar, or stress. The kind of fog where you can't focus, can't think straight, can't even remember what you were about to do. That's not laziness, that's biochemistry, that's inflammation. Your gut's immune cells are fighting chaos inside, and your brain feels the echo. The war in your stomach becomes a whisper of fatigue in your mind. Now imagine the opposite. Waking up with a clear head, calm energy, grounded motivation. You're not forcing yourself to think positive or chase caffeine highs. You're simply aligned. Your gut flora are balanced. Your microbiome is in harmony. The gut-brain highway is open, and the messages flowing upward are full of light. You see, your motivation doesn't just come from goals or discipline, it's rooted in how nourished your inner ecosystem feels. When your gut is happy, your brain feels safe. And when your brain feels safe, it dares to dream, to focus, to act. Let's go deeper. Your gut is home to more than 100 trillion bacteria. That's more than the number of stars in our galaxy. Each one has a purpose. Some break down fibers into short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation and fuel your brain cells. Others help regulate cortisol, the stress hormone, keeping anxiety in check. When these bacteria live in balance, your mood stabilizes naturally. But when imbalance strikes, through processed foods, antibiotics, or chronic stress, the fragile ecosystem collapses. Harmful bacteria grow louder. They leak toxins into your bloodstream. Your immune system panics. Your brain feels the tremor through what scientists call leaky gut, but what your heart experiences as restlessness, sadness, or exhaustion. And here's the part most people don't know. The vagus nerve, the main messenger between your gut and brain, carries emotional data. It's like a fiber optic cable of feeling. When your gut sends signals of calm, your brain releases serotonin and oxytocin. When it sends distress, your brain goes into fight or flight mode. So yes, your heartbreak might literally begin in your intestines. But here's the beauty: your gut can heal. It's one of the most regenerative systems in your body. Every bite, every breath, every mindful meal is a chance to restore peace between your mind and your body. The foods you eat are not just calories, they're information. Every fiber tells your microbes what kind of world they're living in. Every fermented bite, every plant fiber, every cup of herbal tea whispers, you are safe, you are balanced, you can rest. Picture this: a plate full of colors, leafy greens, bright berries, whole grains, nuts, seeds, fermented yogurt, ginger, turmeric, garlic. Each one holds molecules your microbes recognize like music. They dance, they multiply, they create harmony. And that harmony echoes upward, quieting the overthinking mind, brightening your mood, sharpening your focus. You begin to feel lighter, not just in your stomach, but in your entire being. But the modern world rarely lets that balance last. We rush meals. We eat in cars, in meetings, under stress. We swallow food without gratitude, without breath. And when we do, our body forgets how to digest peace. Stress tightens the gut. The brain panics. The stomach stops producing enzymes. Nutrients are lost. Bacteria suffer. Inflammation rises. And suddenly, you're anxious for no reason, tired despite sleeping, and hungry even after eating. This isn't weakness. It's miscommunication between the two brains inside you. Your emotions, too, have a taste. Anger burns acid. Worry stiffens digestion. Sadness slows the gut's rhythm. Gratitude softens it. That's why mindful eating isn't just a spiritual cliche. It's biological wisdom. When you breathe before a meal, when you chew slowly, when you bless your food, your vagus nerve activates. Your gut relaxes. Your brain listens. The conversation turns peaceful again. Science is catching up to what ancient traditions already knew, that healing begins in the gut. Ayurveda calls it Agni, the digestive fire that governs not just food, but emotion, thought, vitality. Traditional Chinese medicine says the spleen and stomach hold worry. The West now says gut bacteria influence neurotransmitters. Different languages, same truth. Your inner ecosystem determines your outer experience. Even motivation, that spark that pushes you to move, to build, to create, is tied to your gut. Dopamine, the molecule of drive, is largely produced in your intestinal lining. When you nourish yourself with living, vibrant food, you fuel your capacity to pursue goals. When you fill your gut with sugar and emptiness, that same flame dims. So the next time you ask, why can't I stay motivated? Maybe ask your microbiome first. And mental clarity, that golden state where thoughts flow effortlessly and creativity feels natural, emerges when inflammation is low and energy is steady. A gut in distress leaks molecules that fog up the brain, but a clean, balanced gut lets blood sugar stay steady, oxygen flow freely, neurons fire smoothly. You feel lighter, smarter, calmer, alive. There's something quietly revolutionary about this, that true mental clarity isn't found in another productivity app or self-help book. It's found in a humble bowl of whole foods, in fermented vegetables, in an unhurried breakfast, in the joy of nourishing yourself. Clarity, in the end, is a side effect of inner harmony. And harmony isn't built overnight. Your gut needs consistency, patience, love. It takes time to repopulate good bacteria, to rebuild the lining, to re-establish the rhythm between mind and body. But each small choice, a walk after a meal, a glass of water before coffee, a moment of gratitude before eating, sends a signal of safety. And safety is the soil where clarity grows. You might be wondering, can a gut really change a mood? Can a probiotic really shift a thought? The answer is yes, but not through magic, through chemistry, through communication. Studies show that certain strains, like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, can reduce cortisol, improve serotonin, even decrease symptoms of depression. That's not placebo. That's biology in harmony. The gut doesn't shout, it whispers, but if you listen long enough, it tells the truth. You see, your body was never meant to work in isolation. Every organ, every cell is part of a conversation. The gut talks to the brain talks to the heart talks to your immune system, and all of it together becomes you. The tired you, the joyful you, the anxious you, the inspired you. They're all messages from within, asking for balance, asking for care. Imagine sitting in quiet stillness, hands over your stomach, taking a slow breath. Feel that warmth. That's your body's oldest intelligence. Before you learned words, before you formed memories, your gut was already guiding you, craving sweetness, rejecting bitterness, sensing danger, seeking comfort. It's your inner compass. It knows what you need, long before your mind does. Maybe that's why healing your gut often feels like coming home. You begin to trust yourself again. You begin to feel grounded. The constant mental noise fades into the background. You realize that clarity isn't something you chase. It's something that rises naturally when your inner ecosystem feels safe. And in that safety, you rediscover joy. Not the kind that comes from dopamine hits or external validation, but the quiet, steady joy of feeling in tune. You laugh more easily, you focus without force, you wake with curiosity instead of dread. You become lighter, not because life got easier, but because your body stopped fighting itself. There's a subtle grace in this kind of wellness. It doesn't scream for attention. It whispers through balance, in digestion, in breath, in mood, in thought. It's not about being perfect, it's about being in rhythm. Because when your gut and brain dance together, everything else falls into place. So feed your inner world like you'd feed your dreams, with care, color, and consistency. Choose real food, eat slowly, let your meals be rituals of peace, drink water between thoughts, move your body not to punish it, but to awaken it. Sleep like it's sacred, because it is. Your microbes repair themselves when you rest. And most importantly, listen. Listen to your gut, that quiet, ancient voice inside you. It doesn't lie. In the end, mental clarity isn't found in doing more. It's found in digesting life better. When you heal your gut, you heal your mind's foundation. When you nourish your body, you nourish your emotions. When you restore your microbiome, you restore your motivation. You don't have to fight your brain anymore. You just have to feed it from the inside out. The most powerful medicine is often the simplest. Fiber, water, light, breath, peace. These are not luxuries. They're the language your body speaks. And when you start speaking it back, when your gut feels heard, your entire being begins to harmonize. The fog lifts, the anxiety softens, focus returns. You remember who you are beneath the static. And perhaps that's the real secret. You're not broken, just imbalanced. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to feed yourself with care, with presence, with patience. Because when your gut flourishes, your mind blooms. So tonight, as you eat your next meal, pause for a second. Look at the colors on your plate. Feel gratitude. Take a breath before your first bite. Let your nervous system know you're safe, you're supported, you're home. That one mindful act could be the start of your transformation, from chaos to clarity, from heaviness to harmony. Because healing doesn't always look like medicine or therapy or control. Sometimes it looks like soup, sometimes it looks like laughter, sometimes it's just listening to the language of your gut, the rhythm of your breath, the truth of your body, all of it working together, guiding you back to balance. And in that balance, you'll find your focus, you'll find your drive, you'll find your peace. Because your gut and mind were never meant to be strangers. They were always meant to be one voice, speaking the same truth in different tones. Stay inspired, stay vibrant. This is Vital Dynasty.